Hello, movie patient, and welcome to Film Therapy. I am Brienne, also known as Miss Movies, also known as your film therapist. I'm not a real therapist, but I play one on the internet just for this show. And as with every show, I have a special guest patient, and my guest patient today is John Flickinger.
Hey, hello,
Hello.
hello. How are you? This is awesome. Thanks for having me, Brienne. I need therapy. I have a very dark inner core that needs to be unleashed, to say the least.
A dark inner core.
Yes,
Oh my
indeed.
goodness. You know what? I'm going to turn you up just a little bit.
All right.
The thing is, my soundboard, this is all very a
Mhm.
different space for me. My soundboard's on the ground, so I'm going to have
Yes.
to just get down on the
Okay.
ground to go there.
It looks
And, you
looks
know,
okay.
that's
It's
how it
fine.
works. But anyways, thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
if you could let everyone know who you are, where you're from, all that great stuff.
Sure. I'm John Flickinger. I have a YouTube channel. I've been making YouTube videos like the last 6 or 7 years. It's called The Flick Pick. And we're currently at Screen Junkies headquarters. I just got done.
We're not there. We're not.
We're not there. We're just in
We're
front of
no.
a
No.
board.
We're in front of a board.
But I shot my show over at Screen Junkies Plus
Uh-huh.
all week, and I'm tired. I'm wiped out. I feel like I just got done with a 3-day workout session. I sound like crap right now. I'm losing my voice.
But you're here,
I'm here.
and
That's
we're
what
very
counts.
excited to
Yeah.
have you here. I think I met you, gosh, was it 2011 or 2000? Probably 2012.
Sure. Yeah.
It was during the You Reviewers
Oh
Awards.
yeah, I forgot that existed. Whoa,
I'm
whoa. And I met you last.
gonna have you go like this.
I
Yes.
met you. Okay,
There you go.
I met you last year too. I think.
Yes, here.
Yeah.
Or
So
not here.
not here,
Not here.
but at Screen Junkies something or
Yes.
another,
Hmm.
top secret location. So yeah, thanks for having me back. I really appreciate it.
Yes, I'm excited that you're on my channel. And this is how the show works. It's called Film Therapy. I ask the guest patient three questions. What is a film that inspires you? What is a film or a scene from a film that triggers a memory for you? Perhaps it's painful, perhaps it's happy. And what is a movie that helps you through difficult times? So I'm going to be asking those questions to you in just a
Okay.
moment. I started this show because I do suffer from depression and find that movies help me cope through depression. And so I just want to let people know out there, if you are having an emergency at this time, please call your doctor. Please go to the hospital, dial 911, whatever you need to get help at this time immediately. So let's go ahead and begin with our first
I'm
question.
ready.
All right. What is a movie that inspires you?
A movie that inspires me. First, let me preface with this, with what you just said. I agree
Mhm.
with you on movies can really build you up. For me, I have a huge movie collection at home. So I have
Yes.
1,000 movies, and they're all little emotions. And the best thing about movies in a collection is you can have that emotion, you can live it, you can feel it just by simply picking that up off the shelf and watching it. And that's
Hmm.
the greatest thing about movies to me. But a movie that inspires me, was
Yes.
that the question? A movie that inspires me. A movie that motivates me and inspires me is probably I'm gonna go with Batman Begins.
Okay.
And here's
Love
why.
it.
You have this kid, he lost everything, and he builds himself back up to be a vigilante badass. He takes down the scum, he does what's right, but he's not a perfect guy. He has to break
Mhm.
the law when he needs to. And I like that. I like that he's not cookie cutter. So I'd probably say Batman Begins. It always inspires me. And the training montage sequences,
I was just going to say the training
yes.
montage is probably what like gets everyone pumped up.
Yeah, he's with the League of Shadows, and then he
Mhm.
starts like after that, he's making the bat suit, airbrushing it, and like doing push-ups. I'm just like, I want that. That's what I want to do. I just need $1 billion, and I can become
You
that guy.
already probably have this routine that you do
I
at the
know.
gym.
I don't. I do have that routine, but I don't have a butler or a really cool Batmobile, and that's what I'm lacking.
You know what? It's on the way.
I
It's
need it.
on the
That's what I want.
way. Um, Specifically, is it the training montages that like build you up, or just the overall story?
It's the overall story. I mean, this kid lost everything. You know, he was orphaned. He watched his parents gunned down in an alleyway,
Mhm.
and just what he becomes, you know, a symbol. He becomes more than a man. He becomes a symbol. I think
More
that's
than a
yeah.
man,
I think
more
it's
than a man to me.
that should have been the theme song as Batman's training to be. So yeah, you know, it's that's what I like. I like that he becomes more than just a man. He becomes a symbol. And I think we should all, you know, aim to do that
Says, why do we fall, Master Wayne?
so we can learn to pick ourselves back up.
Thank you.
Great saying.
Very nice. And that was from Jeffrey Von Gerp, who is in the chat. Hello. And
Hello,
Armando. Hello.
hello, Jeffrey and Armando.
Thanks for joining us.
Yay!
The only thing that doesn't work for me in Batman Begins is the relationship with Katie Holmes. But other than that, I find that I really enjoy the film.
Well, you know, Bruce probably had a few side chicks, so
Of course
you
he
know,
did. I
she-
mean, come
yeah,
on. At that level of income, you gotta,
you gotta
right?
have a few. You know, he's in a fountain at a hotel with a couple bimbos.
Yeah.
He had a few side chicks.
That scene in particular reminds me a lot of Patrick Bateman. Like
It
that
does,
character
yeah.
right there.
The only thing missing was a chainsaw, and yeah, running down a hallway covered in blood.
Mhm.
Sure, yeah.
You know, although his portrayal of Bruce Wayne kind of is Patrick Bateman overall, but that particular scene was the one that I was like, "Whoa, hey, I know this character."
It is very centric Patrick Bateman. It is with all the internal thoughts and split personalities. I could see
Hmm.
that. Maybe that's why he got cast. Maybe American Psycho is the reason they're like Christian Bale would work perfect as Bruce Wayne / Batman.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that.
I'm going to go with that as well. We're also going to go on to our second question,
Ooh.
which is what is a film or a scene from a film that triggers a memory for you? Perhaps it's painful, perhaps it's happy. I don't know which way you're going to go. You can go either way. You could do both if you wanted to.
Oh, okay. We'll get. This might be a little bit depressing. It's a sad
This
story.
show gets depressing.
Sad story. I always try to keep it light and fluffy, but I
Mhm.
lost my father when I was a teenager, and I remember seeing The Lion King with my dad. So when I watch it now, it reminds me of him, and Simba loses his father
Right.
right in front of him, and it always like triggers something inside of me. I'm like, oh, I hate getting through that scene. It just reminds me of my real life loss. So I'm gonna go with when Mufasa dies in The Lion King.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Um wh- so you were in high school when your father
I was
passed.
in middle school.
Oh, middle
I think it
school.
was like the first it was sixth grade.
Okay.
Sixth grade was just about to start. So yeah.
And how long before that did you see The Lion King with your father?
Oh, that was 1994. So that was like 5 years, 5 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And did your dad regularly take you to
Oh
movies?
yeah, me and my dad. That was our thing. Like that's how I got into movies. Like he would, and he didn't hold back. Like we went and seen rated R movies. He's like,
Mhm.
if it has Arnold in it, we're going to see it.
Yes.
I remember seeing Lion King, True Lies, Last Action Hero, tons of other great movies. And not so great. Like we've seen bad movies like Blank Check, the Disney movie.
Blank Check is not a bad movie,
It's
by the way.
okay. It's a guilty pleasure.
I'd say guilty pleasure
I was
for sure.
always envious of Preston. I always wanted just to find a guy who would hand me
Mhm.
$1 million check.
I just wanted a water slide going down from a window to the
And
ground.
and the other thing is, after you built your water slide and had your pool, you're broke.
Yeah,
You don't
because $1 million is, I mean,
no.
he stretched that pretty far somehow.
You can't just hire a full-time limo driver.
What do you think the inflation would be today?
Oh,
10 million
10 million
for a
minimum.
kid? Okay.
Minimum.
Let's remake this.
Sure.
So you saw Blank Check with him.
Yeah.
He started your love of movies.
Yeah.
Um, can I ask how he passed?
A car accident. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was that like, I don't want to get too deep with
Sure.
you in terms of things, but
Yeah.
like was that with another person or
Yeah, it was with
were you
another
in the
person.
car?
I wasn't there. You know, I heard about it hours later, and it was, it's just like it's shocking to you, and it sucks, but life goes on. And once again, to go back to your first question, and that's kind of like where the Batman question comes in. You
Mhm.
lose someone, and that's the theme. You
Right.
being orphaned, I guess. Then you kind of try to build yourself back up as much as you can.
Right.
So,
Tell me the best thing about your dad.
whoa.
I mean, there's plenty of stuff, I'm sure.
You could say whatever you wanted, no judgment.
Oh, that's
Yes.
nice.
Yeah.
I wish I had.
Yeah, it was fun. Good times.
Let's go ahead and get into our final question,
All right.
which is what is a film that helps you through difficult times?
Ooh, that's a tough one. A film that helps me through difficult times. I think when you're feeling a little bit down, you want to escape and you want to
Mhm.
immerse yourself somewhere else. So, with that said, and this might be a weird pick because I want to watch a movie about, I love movies about isolation.
Mhm.
I love it. It relaxes me, it calms me down, but I want isolation in a beautiful environment. And the movie that does that for me uh, is Castaway starring Tom Hanks.
Hmm.
Weird, right?
Interesting.
Weird and kind of like depressing and lonely at the same time, but it has the opposite effect. Because when I watch Castaway, he's one man on an island with a volleyball. I've talked to inanimate objects all the time, and I truly do. And he's on that island for 3 years, and he loses once again. I guess the theme is losing everything and
Mhm.
refining yourself. And that's what I like. I like that essentially he was born again on that island.
Right.
And it relaxes me. So, and plus the beach, the ocean, it's just like it's soothing. You hear the water throughout the movie. There's not a lot of dialogue, and I kind of like that. I like just to watch somebody doing things rather than listen to them talk.
Hmm. Watch someone trying to survive.
Start a fire. Yeah, sure. Well, like you,
I have made fire.
yeah, and like you said, trying to watch someone survive kind of puts things into perspective when you're watching that. It's like this
Hmm.
guy could starve to death if he doesn't learn how to open up a coconut. I'm sitting here with a bag
Yes.
of Cheetos, just like, okay,
Oh my gosh, so many times. I recently I've learned to understand what war is. Like
yeah,
for some reason, it just was not something that never really connected with me, and I think it happened. And I've talked about this before. I think that happened like when I talked to my grandfather-in-law. I
uh-huh.
would say my husband's grandfather, and him going to World War II, and he told me a lot of stories from World War II. And since then, like anytime I watch a war film, I just can't help but think like I am here watching this movie of people that actually participated in this and had to. And there's young kids that sign up to go over there so I can eat my Cheetos and watch my
Yeah.
movies and eat popcorn. Yay.
And the other thing is, I don't know if your father-in-law, but a lot of veterans, they can't watch war films. Like they can't go
Right.
back and watch them. I don't know anyone that was in World War II that could go back and watch the opening scene of Saving Private Ryan. I just
Right.
don't see them doing it.
I don't know if my grandfather-in-law like watched them or not. I know that my father-in-law loves war films,
Okay,
but he's never been to war, so
maybe
there is a difference.
that is the difference.
And he likes history
Sure,
in general, so I think he likes war history. He gave me Triumph of the Will. Do you know this movie?
I do
It's
not.
it's a propaganda film that was made for the Nazis, and I'm
Oh,
just like, I need to watch that because that could be really interesting.
it could be. Yeah.
And it's on my shelf still because
Wow.
that's what happens. Things just stay on the
I'm
shelf.
curious. I am curious to watch that. What's movie and like war movies, real quick. You know, I watched Hacksaw Ridge, and this man went into battle and refused to carry a weapon. And then you put yourself in that position,
Yes.
and you're like, I'm a coward. I'm not gonna do that. Sorry.
I sobbed so many
Sure.
times during Hacksaw Ridge. I do want to let the people know in the chat if you have a question that you'd like to ask John, you can ask it now. But I'm going to get back into Hacksaw Ridge. Holy crap. That movie like wrecked me in terms of like I couldn't handle that there is someone that would do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
I you have to have strong beliefs
mhm.
to really follow through with them, and
it
that movie
was
was intense.
it wasn't just him being on the battlefield with them. It was the process of him getting to be on the battlefield with them that I was like, I would have given up
Yeah.
a long time ago and been like, I'm going home,
Yeah,
guys.
he had to fight to put himself in a position where he could easily die. And it's odd that they even gave him like anything over that. It's like, I just want to be a medic. Let the guy be a medic. Why are you like, you want to put him in a cell for not wanting to carry a gun? It was intense. It's just a different time. It's different. It's crazy. And but Mel Gibson did a great job with that film. I love it. I love the way that the war scenes were shot. There's one scene specifically that terrified me when I watched it. It
Mhm.
was the battle sequences, but there's that one scene where someone has a, I don't want to spoil it, I guess. It's not really a spoiler. But he has like a dream and he wakes up and there's like the enemy's face is in front of him
Mm.
screaming. It sent chills down my spine.
The whole movie sent chills down my
Yeah.
spine. So I understand that feeling. And now I'm like, how does this relate to Castaway? How do I bring it back? Survival,
Yeah.
I guess.
Wilson. Yeah.
Oh man. Um, Let me see if there's anything in the chat for us. I saw Hacksaw Ridge and Arrival on the same day, so it was a very emotional day. Armando, that would be an emotional day. I've done some double features that I was like, all right, I'm gonna go see La La Land, but then I'm also gonna go see Rogue One.
Oh wow, that
So
is a quite the double
it
feature.
is, but you know what? The thing was, I had already seen both films separately and wanted to do a second watch for each. First of all, Rogue One, because I almost fell asleep the first time,
Whoa.
not because of the movie.
Okay, fair
It was
enough.
a 10 p.m. showing. I usually go to bed at 10:30, and so I
Okay,
was
yes.
tired. So I was like concentrating on not falling asleep the entire movie, and I was like, I have to come back and see this again because
You,
I'm enjoying it and
the
I
eyes were
can't.
shutting.
Yes.
That's actually happened to me a lot of times. There's so many movies that I wanted to see, but it was just like you work until 10 or 11 o'clock at night and you go to see it and you're like, okay, I'm hyped. 20 minutes into the movie, you're like, I need some caffeine. This isn't going to happen.
Right.
And you're like, you know what? This movie might be good, but sleep, it's better. So let's just close our eyes and
It
relax.
is better, and I
Sure.
don't do caffeine, so I don't
Ah,
even know.
you might need it. I'm telling you,
I
it's a
used to. I used to be addicted to caffeine, and then I went
really.
off of it.
I wouldn't say I'm addicted. Yes, I would.
Okay.
But I'm aware that I'm addicted, so that's
Mhm.
healthy, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
you're aware of it. I
sure.
do see a question here. It says, John, what made you realize you wanted to get into doing film reviews? That's from Randall Sands. Hey,
Okay.
Randall.
Hey, Randall. Film reviews. I remember just wanting to talk about movies because I was a weirdo living in my parents' basement. And
I remember your early ones. I
Yeah,
do.
yeah, I was yeah, I was a mutated little alien child. And I remember just like, hey, I seen people on YouTube and I realized that there was more to YouTube than just cats playing pianos and viral videos. There's communities of people talking about movies like we're doing right now. And I was like, I think I have something to say about movies. And I just bought a cheap camera and dived into it. And then I remember I used to generally talk about movies or like Blu-rays or DVDs. And I,
Mhm.
I, I was like, I got to be more topical with something more weekly if I want to really expand this. So I was like, I don't mind talking about weekly movies. So I dived in to movie reviews and I've been sticking with it since. Sometimes, though, not going to lie, sometimes the worst thing you can do is watch a mediocre movie and then you have to go dedicate the next day of your life to shooting a video, editing it for 5
Mm.
hours, all for a mediocre movie. So
The editing is what gets you, and that's why we do this show live,
yeah,
everyone.
see, that's what I need to do. Just everything live. I'm so tired of editing.
Editing is rough, but you got some good bumpers on there, like you have your logo and stuff. So
Yeah.
you have things that you throw in there.
The jump cuts, they mask
Hmm.
my inability
Yeah.
to say more than one sentence at a time. So it does help. Sometimes it's fun if there's something creative you can throw in there, but most of the time it's painstaking. It's the bane of my
Yeah.
existence. Plus, when you have a really crappy editing program from 2012 like I do that crashes every 9 seconds, well,
What program is that?
I don't even want to say its name. By saying its
Can you
name should be
do
punished.
rhyming?
Uh, Minicle?
Okay, I wouldn't know what it
It's
is.
Pinnacle.
Oh,
Don't
okay,
buy
okay.
Pinnacle. Okay.
All right. Well, good to know. Well, thank you, John,
Well,
very
thank
much
you.
for
Yeah,
being
this
on
was
Film
awesome.
Therapy. Where can the other patients that are in the waiting room find you?
Oh, the patients, they can find me on YouTube if you just search the Flick Pick. Check it out.
And on Twitter
Oh,
sometimes.
Twitter sometimes at John Flickster.
Excellent. You
Thank
can
you.
find me all day, every day, and not sleeping on Twitter at Miss Movies. And I want to thank you all for being here today, especially since this one wasn't even announced.
It was
So it
not.
was not, it was just off the cuff.
Ooh, it was
So
fun though.
yeah. Thank you all. We will see you on the next session of Film Therapy. Bye. 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 Bye.
See
Bye.
you guys
Bye. Bye.
later.
Bye. Bye. Bye.